It's July 24th, 2019, and today we're going to go through ADA, EOS, TRX, Ripple, Ethereum, and Litecoin, and we're going to check them against our trading indicators, the relative strength index, the on-balance volume, the MACD indicator, and the Ichimoku Cloud. Now, if this is exciting to you, you'll definitely want to watch this episode. I don't even know what to call this right now. Anyway, those are the markets we're going to watch on a regular basis. Let's jump in. First of all, the disclaimer, I'm not actually telling you to buy or sell this stuff. I'm observing this and comparing it against a trading plan and just talking about it. I hope you find the technical analysis of the 6 markets to come really interesting, but I also want you to know that we do deeper research. We go through all of the markets on Poloniex and all of the markets on Binance, and we scan them against our bullishness and bearishness index to come up with very specific markets that are alerts and hold conditions. But we get even more detailed than that. If you're a regular trader, you may be interested in our trade alerts. And here are some of the results that are rolling in right now. We're up 33% on our trade alert on AGI. We're up 30% on LISC. We're up 13% on Theta and 6% on BQX. All of these recent trade alerts that just came out. If you'd like to study what we're doing and follow along, then click on the link down below where you can go and check out our beta blog where we're testing out active notifications of our trading signals. These are email notifications of when the signals come out, and we are testing them here to see how overwhelming they may become as we are unfolding them. So for a short while, you can actually peek into our trading alerts just by clicking on that link down below. Now let's jump into our markets. The purpose of this live stream is to go over these 6 markets over and over again so that we can monitor what's going on in 2 different ways. First of all, we're looking to see how these markets are trading against our simple trading plan, which is a break of the downtrend line, a 1, 2, 3 formation, could be a 1, 2, 3 bottom, could be a 1, 2, 3 top, and a break of the exponential moving average crossover. Pretty basic trend reversal things, but sometimes they're fake out breakouts. And to help filter those fake out breakouts, we look to these 4 indicators to tell us that this is really a good 1, 2, 3 bottom that we should be getting prepared for a trade. First of all, we see here the RSI is diverging from the bottom on the price. That is generally bullish. When we go over to the on-balance volume, I like this pattern where we have selling, selling, selling. Now we have buying and buying here on the right side of this 1, 2, 3 bottom. Very good. That really supports that there is other people buying before me as it goes past this important point. Now, the key thing is, as it passes this important point, and we'll talk about this all the time, is that you can get in on the break above this level, right here, or sometimes that's a fake out breakout and prices keep coming back down and you get stopped out at your stop loss, and this happens over and over and over again at this time frame. So it's super risky to get into these trades out of these 1, 2, 3 bottom breakouts now, even if it's a great setup like this. To reduce the risk, let it prove itself, wait for it to come back and retest these levels and then get in. You do risk that you lose out if it just goes straight up from here, that's for sure. And so, always start off with a small bit of your trade. We know this is going to be going on for a while. We can add on correctly later. Let's start off with a small trade so that we're not taking big risks at the beginning. Now let's go on to the next indicator for ADA. I want to go through these quickly. We've got a good bottom formation. We've got higher lows in the MACD on the 4-hour time frame. That's bullish. That supports everything that we're seeing here as a bottom formation. Going on to the Ichimoku Cloud, it's twisted to the positive. We see it poking through the cloud, and as I zoom in on this so that we can see it, it hasn't happened yet, actually. The blue line needs to cross above the red line. The conversion line needs to cross above the baseline to really confirm this bottom. Of course, let's watch that. We'll tune in tomorrow to see if this one thing has changed in this chart to confirm. Everything else is all green. Everything else is all good. And we know now to input on our risk control management at the beginning of this trade. Very important for the success in trading is the risk control at the very beginning of the trade. Now, EOS was our favorite one yesterday. It had this beautiful divergence in the RSI. We had the nice bottom formation. It was pressing against it. We had really nice buying volume. And sure enough, it has poked out above there. And so the next part of our responsibility in the trade is to put our stop loss up above our entry and sit on our hands. Our job is done. Now it's the market's job to work with our money. Our money is there now working for us. We are not going to work this money anymore. This money is going to stay there. Let's go on to the next indicator, because look at the volume adding on here. Now this is just telling us what is coming next for these other markets. So many of the other markets that are setting up in this bottom formation that is like a mirror image of this failed bottom formation here. Now we're redeeming it, and look at the volume change here from the selling to the buying. Beautiful. Now when we see this happening in other markets, there's no hesitating. Put something a little bit on and get ready to put that stop loss just above the entry so that we're sitting on that and holding it now. EOS, just to double check what's going on in the MACD indicator. There's our flare on the end of this MACD getting stronger. Going on to see EOS in the Ichimoku Cloud. Sure enough, it poked through. Let me zoom in on that. Wrong button. Where did that cross over? All right, we did observe this yesterday, I recall, that it crossed over quite a ways before. It touched, but the conversion line stayed above the baseline really early in this. I want to see more of them that are doing that. Let's go on to the next market now. Ethereum. Oh, this is beautiful. Look at the 1, 2, 3 bottom. We can see the RSI is going strong and it's breaking out right now as we're speaking, so we can see what's happening with it. Now, if we go on to the next indicator so that we are seeing what's going on, this isn't as strong as we just saw in EOS. So again, EOS is still a favorite. Was that? And this is catching up, but I like that it was great dumping here, much less, and now it's turned positive as it's breaking out of the 1, 2, 3. This is really great. Let's go on to see what Ethereum was doing with the MACD indicator. Another flare at the end. We have the bottom, and not as strong as divergence here, but I like it. It's passing all of the requirements except for the exponential moving average crossover. Let's go and see what Ichimoku says. Oh, there we go. We're just getting the crossover here. Right there. The blue line is crossing the red line. We do have a twist to the green in the clouds. So this is turning out as well. Beautiful. Nice 1, 2, 3 bottom. It's breaking out. We have all of these things confirming. It's great to see this, but actually we're not watching for the bottom formations anymore. They're here. We can see it everywhere. We see the divergence in the RSI for Litecoin. 1, 2, 3 bottom formation shaping up. It's going to be blasting out. Like it's just screaming at us. We see Litecoin here. This isn't as screaming, but there's less selling going on in this time frame, on the 4-hour time frame, and that's what we're focusing on here for this thread, just for brevity and so that we go over the same thing every day. There's our flare on the MACD after these crossovers and everything going positive. A nice divergence in the MACD on these crossovers stepping up. Really nice. And I hear somebody's probably asking, what are your profit targets? It's great to say that this is confirming that it's all buy signals. This is all great. And you're right. Now the profit target is the next thing that we're actually watching for, because the bottoms are all here. Well, let's go on to TRX. This one's taking a little bit more. It's needing a more mature bottom formation before I can say anything. It would be a springboard pattern maybe to buy in here, but I'm not liking it. I want it to mature more for a few days yet for TRX. Let's see what it does over time, because yeah, I don't really like this compared to the other markets. TRX maybe coming up next. We'll watch for it to come up next. I like this MACD coming to cross over here. That will bode well for it. And then we do have the Ichimoku Cloud. And again, it's not happy on the Ichimoku Cloud. It's twisting to the negative. It doesn't seem like it's ready to take us anywhere right now. Let's go back and on to, what do we have left? Ripple. Ripple, there's our divergence in the RSI, 1, 2, 3 bottom formation, break of the downtrend line, exponential moving average crossover. Everything's all signing up so that we could be buying in on this breakout or wait for it to come back and retest and then buy in. But I'd be erring on the side of starting a little position here and then planning to add on should it come back and do that retest. Let's go on to the next indicator for Ripple. It doesn't have the same buying volume as we've seen in other ones, but it is nice that we have less dumping and more buying going on. That adds up well. Next, we want to go and look at Ripple and the MACD indicator. So it's flaring to the positive as well here in the 4-hour. If I was to open this up, we can see this crossing over and flaring. And so these are increasing in magnitude, all of these histograms. And that is good on a breakout as the breakout's happening, that we have the flare opening up. The crossover of the exponential moving average is also flaring. And let's go see what Ichimoku Cloud says about Ripple. Twist to the positive. The blue line has crossed above the red line. And now, look at this. We've got the trailing indicator, whatever that thing is. When it's wide, and this is going up. This is really going up here. And we're going to see this go skinny and way up wide. And this is going to trail wide out behind it. As we've seen it as it's coming down here. That's really beautiful. I didn't notice that in the other markets. And that wraps it up here for today. I want to keep it brief. I want to look at Bitcoin dominance coming out in the top formation and breaking down here. Let me get a longer chart pattern. It's coming to an amazing top formation that is so technically beautiful. What beautiful technical analysis on this thing to have this massive ascending wedge, a beautiful head and shoulders top formation here, breaking lower as the exponential moving averages are crossing over. And to top it all off, we look at this super long term, and it is exactly at support and resistance from the past. It's textbook. It's textbook. So I'm really excited about the altcoins right now. I think that we are in for some amazing opportunities, and I absolutely can't wait to see all of these trades unfold and we'll see where these profits actually take us. Really amazing times, because we've got our stop loss just above our entry point here now, so that we don't have any risk in this trade. It's a positive risk. Anything that has a positive here means we moved our stop loss up above our entry already. And then we just hold it and see where it goes. It's going to be amazing. Thanks again for tuning in. I appreciate you being here. If you have any comments about how you would like to see this channel change, this stream change, so that it's the most benefit for you, let me know. And I want to end by saying thank you for everybody who has been a patron or signed up for the alerts package. Thank you again. I appreciate you all. Bye for now.